that. I ain't know it was a motherfucker on here promoting this shit, you know. I get dinged. What's good with you? It's a Facebook user. I'm not sure exactly who that is. What your ass is doing up this late. But since you here, I guess you're going to be one of the people that hears something that I have to say right now. I don't know if there's going to be anybody else. But I don't know what we've done here, bro. Or is that a bro? Let me just make sure that I'm talking to am I talking to a brother? Or is that? Oh, it's Brother Ryan. I don't know why you up this late, but I appreciate you being here. I figured I was just going to be talking and rolling by myself. Since I had to stop that track, I'm going to get rid of that track. I can't believe that you knew Brother Charles, man. That's crazy. My old next door neighbor. That was wild as fuck. Yeah, let me go on and just put on an oldie but a goodie because I know. There we go. Yeah, good brother, good brother. Stand up and fight back. My brother. Man, I don't know what we've gotten ourselves into. This Juneteenth thing is going to be worse for us than anybody could ever imagine. I mean, the last time they made a national holiday for us, I mean, I didn't understand that then. I didn't understand us getting a holiday. Well, here's the thing. I can't lie. I was 13. I was 13 when the national holiday came for Martin Luther King. I was 13. And I didn't understand why there was a holiday for Martin Luther King at that point. And I only knew of all the things that my family really talked about. Because, see, my family only really talked about Martin Luther King, that early 1960 Martin Luther King. They didn't talk about Martin Luther King near the end of his death. I didn't hear things about Martin Luther King and the way he had switched it up on him at near the end of his death until I was an adult. And I only heard speckles of it really until these last several years. See, I don't sit out here and act like I've been some lifelong revolutionary and I done read thousands of books and I know this and I know that. I've always known what's right, but I've also always known just what I've known. And the more I've learned, this holiday is going to be worse for Black America than Martin Luther King Day becoming a holiday. It's going to be worse. We are not going to be in any better position by gaining Juneteenth as a national holiday. And I've been making videos, whether it be on Facebook or whatever, you know, I've done other YouTube videos. I've done video, I mean, just used to just record them on my phone till I started eating up all the motherfucking memory on my phone. And I was like, okay, I'll just do live videos instead of just doing that or waiting 3 hours to upload them onto, you know, whatever platform. And I've always spoken about progressiveness as far as Black people went. But when we really started talking about reparations and started talking about repair and started talking about things that were going to help us out, I knew one thing that we couldn't work with, and that was symbolism. We couldn't make it look like it was something. We couldn't make it seem like it was something we couldn't make it feel like it was something. We either was gonna make a thing, or we wasn't gonna make shit. And where we are now, we got shit. We didn't make a thing. Juneteenth is gonna be celebrated by the very ancestors of the people who enslaved us. Hell, there's people that flat out hate us and do crazy shit to us on a daily basis. They now gonna get paid to have Juneteenth off. So they're gonna benefit twice, thrice, and however many more times. It makes no sense why we're here. And I know people think that I'm fucking crazy for the way I talk about shit, but it makes no sense why we're here. Good morning, freak. I don't even know why you still up. See, I'm up for a multitude of reasons. I was dealing with some things earlier or yesterday evening, and to keep myself from going through psychological warfare, I have to try to always hash things out so I can move forward. And when I feel that anytime that my grandkids are in a position where they may be experiencing some type of psychological warfare, and I know they can't do shit. My grandson is 5. My granddaughter is almost 2. So they can't figure out nothing for themselves. So if I feel like they're being put in a lurch, I gotta feel like, hey, it's not like I gotta feel like, I feel like. Spiritually, I feel like I gotta work this shit out for them. So if I feel like I gotta work it out for them, then that's what I'm gonna do. Nobody's gonna stop me from doing that. I'll die doing that. So I had some things I had to deal with my grandson, and you know, it was kind of a part one of a many parts. You know, I told him I'll talk to you tomorrow. We gonna kick it tomorrow, which is basically today. It's almost 4 o'clock. So I got about 12 hours to get my shit together, which ain't no thing, because I'm gonna have that together. But where we are as a people, it matters to me. And I know some people will say it matters to them, but it can't matter to you. It can't matter to you if you celebrate Juneteenth becoming a national holiday and we didn't move one iota on this soil. We didn't move anywhere. Here's the thing, and I'm not saying that we would have actually had real movement, because until they start talking about repair, until they start talking about passing legislation and policy, until they start talking about cutting some checks, until they start talking about flipping these systems, we're not going to experience any real repair. But I might have been pacified had they come with the Juneteenth holiday. And we're also going to start the study for reparations. He can sign that without anybody. He can sign a commission. He don't need to get the votes to just say, this is a presidential commission. We want to study the payment of slavery reparations. He could do that. Just like he did Juneteenth, he could do that. The George Floyd policing bill, that didn't get signed, but that don't need to get signed. As long as qualified immunity's in that motherfucker, that don't need to get signed. We need to throw qualified immunity out federally. Whether they name the bill after George Floyd or not matters a damn to me. It matters a damn to me. Rest in power, George Floyd, but I'm sorry, they put your name on something that should have had somebody's name on it 100 years ago. We got nothing, and we're happy for it. Maybe not some of us in here, but the vast amount of people that I see celebrating the fact that we got a national holiday for the day that they freed us. For the day that they freed us. So you got to understand, this holiday is about being freed, being let loose, having a collar taken off of you, having shackles taken off of you. That's what this holiday is about. And people are finding a reason to celebrate that? Nah. We need to be remembering that. We need to be putting that in the forefront of our mind that this is what happened. And we got to this point. But nobody's thinking about that. People thinking about what they're going to buy at the Juneteenth festival. You know, let's get there in time to see the unveiling of murals and hear the spoken word artist and this, that, and the other. More concerned about a festival. But see, what happens after that 3, 4, 5 hours that you spend at that festival? You're going to go back into your life. And then what? But see, if you celebrating Juneteenth, you also going to celebrate 4th of July. If you remembering Juneteenth, you probably already stopped celebrating 4th of July. But I've done heard it already. Yeah, we should be celebrating 4th of July. How? How can I celebrate something I wasn't invited to? I wasn't invited to 4th of July. I was picking cotton. I was tossing hay. I was tilling land. How the fuck can I celebrate the 4th of July in good conscience knowing that my ancestors were enslaved? But see, I'm about the collective. I'm not about the shit that they want to put out here. I'm about the collective. And I'm not any different than a lot of people out here. But most people out here. I mean, it was a travesty to see that picture with Joe Biden and all them people around him. All them chocolate covered white folks. Peace to Opal. I ain't gonna say nothing bad about her. She been riding for years. But we can start out casting Kamala. We can start out casting Warnock. We can start out casting Sheila Jackson Lee. We can start out casting Jim Clyburn. They don't fight for our interests. They fight for their own interests. They done broke us as a people. They done broke us as a people to the point where we take scraps, just like we had to take scraps during slavery. And they'll dress that scrap up. They'll dress that scrap up just like we had to dress that scrap up and make it palatable. You trying to tell me that somebody looked at motherfucking chitlins and said that's a delicacy right there? No, they had to dress that shit up and season that shit up and clean that shit up, or before they season it up and boil it and do whatever to make that shit palatable. Pig guts ain't palatable. It's got a bunch of shit in it. You got to get all that shit out. Then you got to clean it. Then you got to boil it. Then you got to season it. Then you got to put some other shit in there. What's wrong with us, man? We can't wake up from this bad nightmare. Why are we refusing to wake up from this bad nightmare? Jubilee. Do people even know what that fucking word means? A lot of people do. And I'm so sick of critical race theory. So we send our kids to go to school, and they get brutalized with no critical race theory, with no critical race theory being taught. They're getting brutalized by teachers. What do you think happens when critical race theory is taught across this land? No, I don't want my grandson or my granddaughter learning that shit in school. Jubilee, a special anniversary of an event, especially one celebrating 25 or 50 of a reign or activity. You understand? 25 or 50 years of a reign or activity. Reign. Reign. We reigned by being freed, because that's what this is. Celebration, festival, gala, carnival, jamboree, feast day, holiday, festivities. We acting like we got something. Just like we acted like we got something when we got MLK Day. What is MLK Day? MLK Day, the third Monday of January. It ain't even on Martin Luther King's birthday. We don't even celebrate on Martin Luther King's birthday. And we can't celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday unless the government says so. Now, we know January 15th is Martin Luther King's birthday, but we'll celebrate it on the 20th. We'll celebrate it on the 18th, the 19th, whenever, because the government says so. We can't celebrate Martin Luther King's birthday on the 15th no more. I do. I say fuck them. Lynchburg City. What's good with your knowledge? Mrs. King pushed Martin out on the 15th. That's the day I celebrate his holiday. All this off day shit, this, that, and the other, yeah, okay. Okay. I ain't had a King Day off in years. Don't even be knowing what it is. Only time I would know when King Day was when I didn't have to take Natalie to school. That's the only way. The last several years, that's the only reason I known when King Day was, when I didn't have to take her to school. This is crazy that we have accepted. We have accepted another nothing. How do we do this? Well, I can tell you how we do it. Sheila Jackson Lee, Jamaican. Kamala Harris, I would say she's Jamaican, but she don't claim that part of her heritage. Asian. Jim Clyburn, bought and paid for. Warnock, flat out chocolate covered white man, teaching in the very church that Dr. King taught in, but he on the other side. He on the other side. People talk about Warnock all the time. Warnock ain't for us. Well, who are you going to go? Were you going to vote for the other one? Should have probably helped Warnock to have Ossoff running with him. Everybody knows Warnock is not for us. He's for the come up, but he's not for us. And he get in there with that preacher talk and get his voice all up. Fuck all that, man. Don't nobody care that you at Ebenezer. You ain't talking like the man who got killed that used to preach at Ebenezer. You're supposed to follow in the footsteps. He ain't following in Dr. King's footsteps. Because if he does, he go all the way back to 63. Following Dr. King's footsteps when he was talking in 67 and 68. Go back to that time. Don't go all the way back to I Have a Dream kick it up a notch, kick it up a taste, to where he was saying he had led his people into a burning house. See, everybody want to talk about I have a dream, but they don't want to talk about I have fucked up. And that's what Martin said at the end of his life. The only option is repair. And they know this. This is why we're not getting it. This is why they fractionalize us and make people think that we're doing something over here and make people think we're doing something over here. J. Edgar Hoover was a master. He was a master when he said the greatest threat to American society is Negro unity. Because if we collect and unify all of our talents, our skills, our beings, we're unstoppable on this soil. I don't give a fuck what they do right now. If black people stood up right now and said, we ain't going for this shit no more, change it now. They ain't got enough motherfucking immigrants out here to even replace us, job for job, place for place, whatever it is. They ain't got enough of them out here that know what to do and how to get through this motherfucker like black Americans. They'd have to say something, but we can't unify. We can't unify. Asians unified, Asians got a bill. Gay folks unified, gay folks got bills. Black people, we got to figure out whether we black, whether we Pan-Africanist, whether we Muslim, whether we this, whether we that. You fucking kidding me? How about the fact that we ain't got shit? Can we all just say that? We ain't got shit. Everybody's got an infrastructure out here. Even illegal motherfuckers got an infrastructure out here. They got a system working for them now. Illegals coming over here getting housing, jobs, kids going to school where they had motherfucking American citizens sitting at home on iPads. You've got people that have fought in wars, been a part of the military 20, 30 years, living on the street. They bringing illegals in and giving them motherfucking 3 hots. He said, I ain't got no problem with the immigrants, but I got a problem with illegals because illegals are stealing the resources from motherfucking citizens. The Black Panther Party flat out was disbanded because they were doing good shit for black people. They were empowering black people. But white people started to listen. They don't tear us apart until white people start to listen. If it's just niggas talking to niggas, leave them alone. Let the niggas talk to niggas. It's all good. Why do you think there was no problem with the Million Man March? Farrakhan was talking to black men. He was talking to black men. And it's a stretch. And some people might disagree. Well, most people disagree with the shit I say. But just think about it. What if Farrakhan would have got with some motherfucking rabbis and said, look, my people were fucked up. You know this. Your people got fucked up. I know this. Why don't we get together and have a march on Washington? Louis Farrakhan probably wouldn't have made after 1995. Wouldn't have got out. If anybody tries to galvanize forces in this country, not people, because black people been galvanized. They've been unified many a times. but they're only dealing with black people. Every time somebody has got in play and tried to unify, that's when they tend to get got. They wasn't fucking with Malcolm in the Nation. They was fucking with him because he was getting powerful. But they was fucking with the nation. When Malcolm went to Mecca and came back home, was like, shit, I saw white Muslims. What the fuck? Everybody was working together. Everybody was doing their thing. What the fuck? When Martin Luther King started walking all over the goddamn country, and he started seeing people living like black folks living that was white, he said, well, shit, y'all need to be fucking with us. Y'all ain't getting shit out here from this fucked up government either. Man, did you see that interview when Gayle King curbed the lady talking about reparations, Ryan? Did you see that? I mean, come on, bro. They put us in place in these strategic places of power to turn against each other. I mean, Kamala wasn't put in place because we needed a black VP who wasn't going to work for black people. She was put in place for optics. It was the time. It was the time. Because if all this didn't work, if just another old white man didn't get elected and Kamala didn't get put in place, Pete Buttigieg might have got some traction. He probably was like, God damn it. Of all times, this is the best time for me to run. Gay people are starting to do something and da-da-dee, da-da-da. Look at all the gay people that are in Biden's cabinet, including Buttigieg. Buttigieg didn't get to cheer, but he got a cheer. And there's other gay people and trans people and all kind of people in Biden's cabinet. Why? Because they came for power. They didn't come to party. You never heard the LGBTQIAP talking about we want a national holiday. They good with their month, which actually comes in the middle of Black History Month for music. I don't like that. You know, they give us Black History Month, then they give us the Black History Month for music. They call it Black Music Month, but it's really the Black History Month for music. So they gave them that month. Like, we can't have shit ourselves. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Did you see that interview? This lady literally got to talking about reparations, a Caucasian lady, and Gayle stopped her. And they were like, oh, we need to cut this interview now. And they cut the interview immediately. They're like, this is getting too deep for us. Oprah can make all these motherfucking oppressive motherfucking movies and TV shows and shit, but she ain't even out on the front line to fight for reparations. Somebody to make a movie like Color Purple and all that shit. Women of Brewster Place. But you don't fight for us for reparations? Get the fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. So our plight is good for entertainment, but it's not good for sustainment. Eat a dick. Man, she said they send her 4 figures every month. Every month. She get money every month. We good. What the Holocaust? 4 years? 4 or 5 years for the Holocaust? A detriment is a detriment. Not trying to put a clock on it, but I'm just trying to say for about 4 or 5 years for the Holocaust. We had 246. We had 246 calendars. The Holocaust is 4 or 5 calendars. Not trying to minimize it. Just trying to put it into play. Trying to weigh it out. Now, let me see if I can get that shit. I had that motherfucker saved. I didn't save it. Gayle King. Here we go. You know, when you bring up Gayle King, they always want to bring up the R. Kelly interview. Where is, damn. I knew I should have fucking added that to my playlist. They probably done snatched that interview down. Yeah, this should be way higher than this. It was recent. Yeah, I can't find it. But it was nuts. It was nuts to see the way she shut that shit down. I mean, she's a pawn. And I guess, you know, if you're going to be a pawn for self-sufficiency, for the come up, be that, but don't be damaging to everybody else. Don't speak against issues. That's the problem that I've had with Oprah and Gayle. They've spoken against issues. Oprah, for all the power that she had in Hollywood, being the #1 talk show and being on the air 5 days a week live, for what she used that for and what Black Americans got out of it, she was useless to us. And granted, like I said, I didn't know a lot of this back in the day because I wasn't playing the same game that I'm playing now. Playing for the same team, I had the same motives, but I didn't have the same knowledge. And see, some people take being entertained as a part of their life. No, you don't need to be entertained to survive. You don't need to be entertained. You need to be educated, and being educated can be fun. So that can be a form of entertainment. But we feel like we got to do some goofy shit out here to fucking survive. And just since the last 30 hours, when they knew for sure This probably was going to be turned into a national holiday if Biden got back and signed it. That was the first thing he did. He got up, washed his ass, ate some breakfast, and signed this shit. This motherfucker been over at the G7 summit, getting his ass kicked by Vladimir Putin. He came right here and signed this motherfucking bill. I remember when Oprah gave all them goddamn cars away. What was them cars? A Pontiac G6s? She gave all them cars away. She gave cars away to women that probably had 3, 4 cars in their driveway. How did that help Black America? You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. She gave cars away to millionaires. Oh, there was Grand Dam. Them motherfuckers probably still running. Grand Dam was a good-ass car for Pontiac. Grand Dam ran forever. A Grand Dam and a Grand Prix. It was when they started fucking up and taking all the names off of them and started naming them names. That's when they stopped working. G6, G8. That's when the motherfuckers stopped working. But a Grand Dam and a Grand Prix, shit. Grand Prix was around before the Grand Dam. You know, they made it smaller, made that Grand Dam smaller. But a Grand Dam ran for motherfucking ever. And a Grand Prix, shit. And one time, every 3 cars on the street was a silver Grand Prix. God damn. Pontiac said, we got a lot of silver. We got a lot of silver. Telling you, bro. Oh, that's free. I was Brian, I was going in. Yeah. All white women that already drove Europeans. It's like, what am I going to do with a Pontiac? I drive a Mercedes. I drive a BMW. Or they was driving Japanese cars. The fuck they going to do with that? They had a Toyota. They had a Honda. What am I going to do with this Pontiac? Where are we at, man? Where are we at? We've accepted a fucking national holiday and we've got nothing to show for it. Reparations is like down there looking at us like, I'm right here. Reparations is staring us right in the face. We just made a U-turn. We just went against reparations. Asking for Juneteenth to be a national holiday without asking for any tangible resources. And I know that this phrase is an overplayed, outplayed, misused phrase, but that's really what it breaks down to. And I have to really throw some weight towards people that I've seen on YouTube and other mediums, not mainstream media, but that's really what we need. We need tangible resources. And that's what repair is. And that's what reparations would be. But that would empower us to be self-sufficient. We would be solvent with the right programs and policy put in place, along with some cash remittance. We're an entity, we're a business. So you need some startup cash, but you also need something to be sustained. And that's the policy, that's the legislation. These programs that need to be changed around. You've seen that video. I know you've seen that video, how to market to the Black person. Oh my God. Dangerous. Juneteenth sales at J.C. Penney. I'm seeing clothes. That look like Target or Walmart. I'm black and I'm proud. Somebody said it has something to do with LGBTQIAP. But I don't know what the black had to do with it. I know they got their pride going, so they can say they're proud, but what's I'm black and I'm proud got to do with it? Huh? Is anybody paying James Brown's family for that? I'm black and I'm proud? That's a James Brown lyric. Title. Is James Brown's family getting bread broke off to them by the LGBTQIAP for using I'm black and I'm proud? See how they steal our shit, use our shit, and sell it right back to us. We make the shit, they take the shit, duplicate the shit, put it on total multiplicity levels, and then sell it back to us. Here, niggas, this is yours. Take it. Oh, we gonna need something for that, though. Really? Well, it's almost 420. Might as well light up. I really didn't think I was gonna have no engagement on this motherfucker. I mean, hell, it was 3:30, 3:40. Now I'm here at 420 on this bitch, live, putting in 420 in my status. Starting to rain on me and shit. Get your ass up there. Biden has now canceled $3 billion of student loans. So, who does that help? It doesn't help us. It doesn't help us. Well, I appreciate you being awake off the humbug. Oh, absolutely. It's going to help a lot of Ivy Leaguers, but I don't know how many HBCU people it's going to help. We are in constant warfare with this country. The country that we built, the country that used us as currency as we built the motherfucker. I mean, they got a double dip. They got a double dip. They worked the shit out of us, all while brutalizing us, raping us, killing us. Didn't pay us. And could trade us, buy us, and sell us. We were the currency. We were worth more than the edifice they lived in. And the crazy thing now, we still have a lot of worth collectively. but we don't use it. We try to use our worthlessness individually, because we're only worth something collective. We go about this shit individually, okay, where's that going to get us? It'll get us a national holiday with no tangible resources. It'll get us Jubilee. It'll make people happy for a couple days. You motherfuckers are about to be out there line dancing, eating elephant ears and shit. I can't wait till I see the videos of black people teaching white people how to do the hustle at the Juneteenth Jubilee. That's right, Kizzy. Show her how to do that step, girl. Get it, girl. You got it, Margaret. You got it. Actually, the black lady's name is Margaret. The white lady's name is Margot. Even though I know a black Margot. But they Margot be like M-A-R-G-O. Oh, you gon' see it. Oh, you gon' see it. Just like when Roland Martin was up there trying to teach Hillary Clinton how to dance. You about to see the shit this weekend. I watched this black couple talk about how, they have a Juneteenth, thing going on. It used to be just at their house. Then it grew to a little park. Then now it's at a big park. And he was like, come on, come all. We need to celebrate. I'm like, wow. Wow, bro. Ain't nothing like celebrating with who freed you. When you was grounded back in the day, and you got off punishment. When you got off punishment, what was the first thing you did? The first thing you did when you got off punishment was not to go grab the TV guide and sit and watch a TV show with your mama or your daddy or your mama and your daddy. When you got off punishment, your first thing you did was you left. You got the fuck out of Dodge. If you saying I'm free to go, I'm going. What did black people do? When slavery was over, the only ones who hung around the plantations were the ones who didn't know how to do shit. So they had no choice. They had to stay working. Then they made a deal with them, and they called it sharecropping. The white folks did the sharing, the black folks did the cropping. Every time. When I got off punishment, I left. Bye. Busted out the screen door. If you come up in subsidized housing, you had your door, then you had that screen door. And I hit that latch, pop, busted out the door. When you first got out punishment, a lot of times you didn't even take your bite. You were so happy to get out, you didn't even grab your bite. You just ran. You was free. You didn't want your mama to change her mind. Let me get the fuck out of here. Man, this is some crazy shit. A fucking national holiday. National holiday. And we got absolutely nothing for it. And the mainstream media, they like to put in there, and this is the first national holiday since 1983 when Martin Luther King's birthday was made into a holiday. And you know, in the back of their mind, like another holiday that these niggas didn't get nothing. Look at all the Martin Luther King celebrations they have now. Hey, I've been to a part. I've been a part of them. I've gone to some Martin Luther King celebrations. I try to go to ones now that are progressive enough. They're just not like adaptations of Martin Luther King speeches and shit. I try to be a little bit more progressive, in my movements. On King Day. We've gotten nothing every single time. Civil Rights Bill. What good was it when they can still do what they do to us? What good was it? The best thing that the civil rights has been is that they haven't had to redo the fucking document for gay people, for Latino people, hell, for Asian, Pacific Islanders. They just using the civil rights bill and they just whiting it out and putting everybody else's shit in there. It's an unfortunate thing that we can't see it in ourselves to say, hey, collectively, we're fucked up. Yes, we've got some individual victories out here. And for those people who have those individual victories, if they're not going to support the cause, what we need to do first and foremost is stop supporting them. Because if they are supported by white people, let them be supported by white people. But we don't need to support their foolishness. Because whatever they do to entertain us, engage us, if they are not upping us, we don't need to support them. Let's see how well they work with just support of white people. And after that, then we pull ourselves together, not up by our bootstraps. We ain't even got no bootstraps no more. We ain't even got no bootstraps. Look, man. Anything that I can put on this. This was just last night.
If you were surprised that all Republican senators who are simultaneously whipping up a moral panic about race and education would endorse such a holiday, listen very closely to how John Cornyn of Texas explained his reasoning earlier today.
I think everybody saw this as something that would be an important symbolic gesture and a way to reach out to people of different races and to say, I know that Juneteenth has been celebrated within the African American community around the country in Texas and elsewhere. But frankly, this is something I think all Americans can celebrate. And hopefully this will promote greater understanding into the history.
I mean, this is a senator who hates black people, but he voted yes because he said that's just some symbolic shit. Just some symbolic shit. I might as well vote yes for it. We're not giving him anything. He'll definitely vote no on reparations. He's never going to vote yes on reparations. But he'll vote yes on this because it's not going to do anything. The main reason he was against it and changed his mind, the main reason he was against it was from the money it was going to spend for the paid holidays for federal employees. That's why he was against this. Absolutely. It was a gesture. A gesture. Emphasis on jest. I don't even remember what this was. What was Durante Martin?
Investigators say Kimberly Robinson's grandson, Durante Martin, died by suicide. She's not so sure. Durante was found dead in this Fredericktown home last month. In the weeks that followed, social media swirled with theories.
Yeah, we ain't got to go all the way back through that. Here, this is what it is.
Madison County 911.
Yes, I need the cops. Apparently, a guy just shot himself.
Madison County 911.
Yes, I need the cops. Apparently, a guy just shot himself.
As long as they can do that to us, what the fuck does Juneteenth matter? Queen Cosetta, 434, checking in. We appreciate you. Little Rock, Arkansas, in the house. I don't know why I'm on here, Queen Cosetta. Well, I do know why I'm on here, and when you watch the playback, you'll understand. I think you understand me more than most, Queen Cosetta. I think you understand me most. And you got them years on me. You got them years on me. Just flat out wisdom. It's a privilege to be in your company. If we don't get a change in policy, because this was a lynching. This was a lynching.
Madison County 911.
Yes, I need the cops. Apparently, a guy just shot himself.
Apparently, a guy just shot himself in my house with one of my guns. And his daughter in the background screaming, talking about, oh my God, I hate this. How come nobody has talked to that daughter to ask her what she hates, to ask her what she saw, to ask her how Durante Martin really died? How come that ain't came out yet? She grown. See, shit like that happens to us, but they want to talk about critical race theory in schools? Come on, man. We still getting killed in people's houses that we supposed to be over there for a party. What about the black woman? Now they re-looking into that black woman dying at that party. There was all white women and it was a black woman, and the black woman died. What are the odds? 12, 13 white women, one black woman, the black woman dies. Wouldn't the odds be that a white woman gonna die? I don't want nobody to die, but wouldn't the odds be that a white woman would die before one of the black, well, I'm sorry, not one of the black women, the black woman. Only one black woman in the goddamn picture. And she dead. She gone. But all the other ones survived. Didn't incur any type of injuries. We don't know how she died. What's this?
And look, we came to office. We knew we were facing a once-in-a-century.
That was his lie he told. What was that?
Appropriation based on population. That's how we pick. Everybody in here knows we've got 9, I hope I'm right, 9 state representatives. By limiting the number of population in the count, they specifically limited the number of representatives that would be available in the slave-holding states, and they did it for the purpose of ending slavery, well before Abraham Lincoln, well before Civil War. Do we talk about that? I don't hear that anywhere in this conversation across the country.
And these are people that have a platform that can tell the lie about why we were 3/5 of a man. We got to get rid of all this kind of shit. I'm just going back through shit that I've recorded. Some of it I've aired, some of it not. And if Juneteenth has made it in, where's George Floyd's family about the George Floyd policing bill? Remember, he said he wanted to be the right bill, not a quick bill. But now Juneteenth has slipped in and got it. Where's the George Floyd bill? Where's George Floyd's family? I tell you where them niggas at. They got the bread. They good. They got the bread. Where's Breonna Taylor's mama at, fighting for justice? Wow. I don't know exactly where that was, but that sounds like a common play, Knowledge. That sounds like a common play. I'm going to shoot you. Now I'm going to run you over and kill you. I ain't even taking no chances. They know that they would have to level white supremacy. That's all it is. Level it. You level the infrastructure of white supremacy and shit changes. It ain't got nothing to do with who's in the White House. And then you get these media types out here who have been anti-reparation, now they're pro-reparation, and it's just confusing to people. I mean, they're literal roadblocks. Roadblocks. All these people that have huge platforms, podcasting, content creating, whatever you want to call it, that spoke about reparations and spoke against it for years, are now pro-reparations. Black power. But they said it was lunacy. White people ain't never gonna give you this. White people ain't gonna never do that. Now they on it because it's the topic of discussion. We can't see through that. There's people who are just professional grifters. That's what they have to do to make their money. I get it. They're not going to stay on the right side of history. They're going to chase history. They can't stay on one side because if that side loses, they're done. They've got to move with it. Case in point. Why do you think all these content creators now have gotten so edgy? And I know they've got platforms to protect and they can't say certain words and they can't do certain things. See, I ain't got no platform to protect. I got 400 motherfucking YouTube subscribers. Which reminds me, we need a few more. I got 400. I got 400 YouTube subscribers. I got more subscribers through HAP, combining everybody, and an opportunity to go out better with HAPs than I do on YouTube. But there's people on YouTube that have 200,000 subscribers, and they spit the wrong shit daily. But people eat it up. They eat it up. You got 200,000 subscribers, you might get 10, 20,000 views. It's a lot of motherfuckers you affected when you saying the wrong shit. When you saying the wrong shit. Yeah. We don't need broadcasters to fight the fight. You know. Even with Dr. Darrity's work is solid. And Dr. Darrity really needs to be protected. But at the end of the day, Dr. Darrity is an economist. We need attorneys to work with Dr. Darrity. I mean, I know Dr. Darrity knows what goes where and why, but he's an economist. And he's not a politician. And we need attorneys and politicians to be as full-throated about repair as Dr. Darrity is. But everybody comes in with an angle. And that's where it gets all fucked up. The angle should be repair. Why you need to have an angle to the angle? White people's angle was wealth. And if I can't get wealth, I'll get riches. And if I can't get riches, I want to be able to take care of my family. And that's a middle class, middle to upper class, not rich. They've always been about making it. Most black people are happy just existing, just being able to go places, just being able to eat places, just being able to stay in certain neighborhoods. They feel like they've made it. And individually, they may have. But what about the collective? You notice white people never go against the collective when it has to do with empowerment. It's like I say, with all these Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff, the one thing that happens at the end of the day, you still go where you go, and the white people who supported you go where they go. Y'all go two different directions. Pretty much any neighborhood where I'm at in Ann Arbor is a white neighborhood. And I can drive by houses right now that I know have Black Lives Matter signs in their yards. And I guarantee you, a black person ain't been in their house, maybe never. But they got Black Lives Matter sign in their house, or in their yard, or in their window, or in their business. Black Lives Matter. They put that sign up. They march with you. You think you got to win there. No. They got to win. Because at the end of the day, they're going to gain more out of this war than you will. And I'm not saying that every white person that does something, it comes from white guilt, because I know that's not true. Some people are really actually fucked up about the way shit happens to people out here that are not white. Some people actually are down like that. Then there's the other motherfuckers who are like, you know what? I just want to help out because I don't want to fucking be one of them. Then there's the motherfuckers who will just put a Black Lives Matter sign in their business window because they don't want you, breaking their shit out. Then there's those who will put the sign in their yard, just in their yard, because they got kids. They don't want their kids getting beat up at school. Power to the people. Peace. Yeah. I outran the music. We got so much shit out here that we can. Man, that shit with Katie Couric and Denzel Washington, that interview still bothers me. She really tried to corner Denzel. Denzel was too smart for her dumb ass. I ain't like Katie Couric since then, man. On the real. Damn, I didn't know he was killed. Brian Keith, the father from Family Affair. I didn't know he got murdered. You know what? Let me click that because I just want to watch it now. Shit. Not that I'm, happy about him being murdered. Let's put it in the log so it saves. There we go. Wow. I never knew he was murdered. Okay. Yeah, I tell you, man, Gail talking to, I wish I knew that lady's name that she was talking to. And she said, my grandmother gets money every month. Every month. I believe they done pulled that motherfucker. Because I'm looking at the interview with the one who accused the little boy of stealing her cell phone. I'm looking at the R. Kelly interview. They got all them up there, but they ain't got the interview. Yeah, they took this motherfucker down. Because she got to talking about some real shit. Yeah, I can't find it. I really wish I would have saved that. And I should have did that audio because the way they cut that off, you could tell they were like, cut. She is divulging some shit she don't need to divulge. She basically was like, my grandmother's been getting paid for years. Money. And she's got all kind of other resources and shit. Yeah. That was for Holocaust survivors. Several years of detriment. lifetime of pain. Can we get something for that 246? Maybe, maybe not. Then you throw on another 155 of systemic oppression. Can we get a little something for that? Oh, shit. We did get something. A motherfucking holiday. We got a holiday. That's what we got, y'all. We got a holiday. Y'all be good, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me this late, early in the morning. Sheila Jackson Lee. She needs to be stripped off the HR 40 thing too. She's not good for us. I know she won't be. Nobody has the power to take her off. They think she's doing a good job. She's doing right by us. She's not a descendant of slavery. Not in America. Sheila Jackson Lee's people got here in the fucking 40s or 50s, probably. They weren't even here when Juneteenth happened. And to sit up there and watch Kamala talk, it's really difficult for me to watch her talk and listen to her now, knowing that she is phony from the get. And anybody that's happy, you'll see these media types. Nobody's getting no motherfucking play today. I up motherfuckers when they do right, but I'm not upping a motherfucker for doing wrong. But you're gonna see these media types talk up Juneteenth as a national holiday, as a day of accomplishment. And they're so far off, but they've got the following, and they use that leverage with their following. They're just gonna stay on this, stay on this, stay on this. And when it's all said and done, when all the smoke clears, I just want to type in one of their chats. I'm not big on Twitter. I need to get better at that. I get it. What did we gain from this? What did we gain from this? By it becoming a national holiday, what exactly does it do for Native Black Americans? People of African descent, descendant of slavery, descendants of freedmen. I'm not just talking about black people. Everybody black now. Elon Musk is black. Elon Musk is an African American. Yeah. Juneteenth. The holiday not to celebrate. And reparations is just standing there. I didn't tell them that. I didn't tell them that we needed holidays, that we needed celebrations, we needed jubilee. I told them we needed repair, and we need to focus on repair. Now look at these niggas doing the cha-cha slide, eating turkey drumsticks. That's reparations just talking to us. I do not own the rights to this music. I am also an ASCAP music license holder. Fair usage. Y'all be good.
It stands out on the highway like a creature from another time. It inspires the baby's question. What's that? For their mothers as they ride. But no one stopped to think about the babies or how they would survive. And we've almost lost Detroit this time. How would we ever get over losing our mind? Just 30 miles from Detroit stands a giant power station. It ticks each night as the city sleeps. Seconds from annihilation. But no one stopped to think about the people or how they would survive. And we almost lost Detroit this time. How would we ever get over losing our mind? The sheriff of Monroe County had sure enough disasters on his mind. And what would Karen Silkwood say to you if she was still alive? That when it comes to people's safety, money wins out every time. And we've almost lost Detroit this time. This time, how would we ever get over losing our minds? You see, we almost lost Detroit that time. We almost lost Detroit that time. And how will we ever get over? Nah, we're gonna lose somewhere. One time. We're gonna lose somewhere. Sometime. And how will we ever get over losing our mind? And how will we ever get over losing our mind?
gonna start out with that on the next one. Appreciate you, bro. Find that link. I'll copy it. We're gonna break that down. People out here looking like us. They ain't living like us. And most of all, they ain't talking for us. And that's why they stay in play. Jody Cantor got the link. I'll copy when I stop. One love, y'all.